shots rang out as fellow students were loading their buses to go home. I'm told right now authorities are waiting on the TBI to arrive on the scene with new forensic equipment to search a larger portion of northern Decatur County. The line of storms Eric just told us about and that are just now coming over downtown Jackson. We're starting to feel a couple of raindrops. Jordan, there's one thing those who live around the search site have no question about. Last night was scary. Sheriff Kleiss says not to worry. The doors to the outside are in good condition. Searched a well on the property over to my left. Now the property over to my right, you can maybe see these headlights here. The TBI is still guarding this property. That is the property they have been searching. Jail officials say it only takes 15 to 20 seconds for each inmate to go through the scanner. Brad, right now this is as close as troopers are letting us get to the crash. I'm going to step out of the frame here so you guys can get a better picture of what's going on right now. Now, so far, the THP has told me there are 3 confirmed dead in this accident. They say it involved 2 cars and 2 commercial vehicles. Now, a witness tells me he saw a semi-truck approaching stopped cars.
Remains are of Holly Bobo.
A gut-wrenching reaction as the TBI announces the skull found in North Decatur County belongs to Holly Bobo. Bobo supporters say knowing the remains are hers doesn't make it easier to hear.
I'm hurt that there's such people out there that can do such to a person. And justice will be served.
Kristen Young, who went to high school with Holly, says she feels like closure is now within reach.
It was a shock to everybody that in a small town something like this would happen.
Young says Monday night's news conference confirmed her worst fears.
I still deep down inside believe that she was still somewhere alive.
Some Bobo supporters say they hope newly elected District Attorney Matt Stowe does seek the death penalty against Zach Adams and Jason Autry, the 2 men indicted in Holly's kidnapping and murder.
In my opinion, they need to die the same way she had to.
I think now they'll be able to lay what they have of Holly to rest, and there will be a lot of closure in this town. We just hope that everybody involved, they get what they deserve.
When Henderson County deputies suit up, this is now part of their uniform.
I believe it's just as necessary as having a car to show up on the scene.
These tiny cameras can record exactly what the officer sees on every stop and every call. Captain Tracy Grisham says all video is saved.
Our policy is you record all contact. At the end of your shift, you will download them onto the computer.
It's as simple as 2 taps on the battery to make the camera start recording, and it can continue recording for up to 4.5 hours. It will also beep in your ear to let you know it's still going. Sheriff Brian Duke says the department has more than 30 body cameras. Every deputy, investigator, and jail sergeant is required to wear one. Duke says it protects officers and the public by recording exactly what is said and done. But not everyone sees it that way.
In my opinion, if I have an emergency situation, I don't think other cops, anybody else should be allowed to see what's going on with my situation.
Duke says the recordings will only be used to investigate cases or things like incidents of alleged officer misconduct.
Our profession is not what we know, it's only what we can prove. And the only way, or the best way we get proof is by recording.
Don't shoot! He says the officer-involved shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri prompted his decision to buy the cameras. Officer Darren Wilson claimed self-defense in the August shooting of the 18-year-old, but those who have protested since argue Brown was murdered.
If a body camera was being used, there wouldn't be this much debate, and it wouldn't take this long to investigate it.
Captain Grisham says that's why he believes such small cameras can make a big difference.
I know with this camera system that I have now, I will be able to prove what went on and what took place.
Proof, he says, will speak more loudly than any testimony.
An officer, prior to the body cameras, would have to take everything they saw and put it in a report in words, such that a jury or a judge would have to try to recreate that whole environment. This makes it completely different because now the judge and the jury will see exactly what an officer saw.
Emma loves to twirl, but sometimes twirling isn't possible.
She's had 9 brain surgeries since she was 5 months old.
Emma has hydrocephalus, a condition that causes fluid to gather on the brain. Her mom, Shara McLowan, says the condition is pretty unpredictable.
You can never know. She had 3 surgeries of those 9 were in the last 5 weeks. So you just never know. And we live with that every day, not having any idea what's going to happen.
Shara is the chair of the Hydrocephalus Walk in Chattanooga, and that's how she and Emma met Miss Metropolitan Darby Schumacher, who invited her to this week's pageant.
If Emma's up for it, if Emma's healthy, why doesn't she come? Why doesn't she come one night and then meet everyone?
So Emma, her mom, and her grandmother drove 5 hours, where she put on a dress just like Shelby Thompson, Miss Tennessee 2013.
Short silver one.
Oh, she saw Shelby in her short silver dress at the meet and greet picture, so she loves the sequin dresses.
After Wednesday night's preliminary competition, Emma got the surprise of a lifetime. She met Miss Tennessee for the first time, got to walk the stage, received her own crown, and of course, twirled.
You know, when you're a princess, you can normally recognize other princesses. So I recognized that she was a fellow princess right away.